Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have the Sony Xperia Z1, Z1, whatever you want to call it. I call it Z1. And this is a new Android phone, a flagship Android phone by Sony. And it has similar designs to the Xperia Z. The rear is also made up of glass and the front again is fortified glass. But the striking difference between this phone and the other Xperia lineups of phone is the camera. It has the new Sony G lens and it possesses a whopping 20.7 megapixel camera, and it also has a LED flash. You see this N that denotes it's NFC compatible, and I've already set up the phone, so let's have a look at the same. Also in the specs department, it's actually much more powerful compared to the Xperia Z. It hosts a Snapdragon 800 processor. That's a quad-core processor clocked at 2.2 gigahertz, and the RAM on this is 2 gigs. The GPU is a powerful Adreno 330, and out of the box it comes with the Android version 4.2.2, that is Jelly Bean, and they should get the 4.3 update also very soon. And coming to the storage, the internal storage is 16 gigs. I've actually installed a lot of applications. If you don't have anything else, as you can see, you can get up to about 11.7 GB, but I've installed a lot of apps. And one thing I did notice specifically, I don't know if it's with just this Indian version, Sony has installed a lot of apps. For example, Asphalt 7 game was pre-installed, a lot of images, video, etc. are pre-installed on this phone. Fortunately, you can delete most of the apps, and you can also mount a micro SD card up to 32 GB to expand the storage. Let's also look at the display. Obviously, brightness, we do have the auto brightness sensor, as you can see on this one, and it also has the X Reality for mobile engine. You also have the option to disable or enable the pulse notification light. It's over here. And before I proceed, let me give you a quick physical overview of the phone. On the top we have this 3.5mm headphone jack, and if you move towards here, we add our micro SIM over here. You can open this flap. We have these flaps because this is a water resistant phone, and it is certified as IP58. That means you can submerge this phone in water up to 1 meter for 30 minutes and then also it will come out fine. We have the new iconic power on off button that we are seeing in the new Sony phones. We have the volume rocker, and we also have a 2-stage camera shutter button, and we have an opening for a lanyard, and this entire opening is for the speaker phone. Though this entire opening is quite big, but I found the performance of the speaker phone to be a little bit on the downside. It's not that loud. Here we have proprietary options for a dock if you have, and we can also open these flaps, and you have the micro USB slot over here, and you can add your micro SD card over here. And rear 20.7 megapixel camera. We also have a front facing camera which is a 2 megapixel, and that can also shoot video in full HD, that is 1080p. Coming down to the looks department, the phone is very sleek and it's industrial design. It looks like a slab, and the build quality is excellent. Let me also bring the Samsung Galaxy S4 nearby to give you an idea. Definitely the Galaxy S4 is a tad smaller compared to this Xperia Z1. As you can see, the Xperia Z1 is a little bit taller, and let me place the Galaxy S4 again. As you can see, it's a bit taller, but again looks are a personal thing. The Z1 actually looks very elegant compared to this Samsung Galaxy S4. And before I proceed, I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. In India, this phone, the MRP price of this phone is 44,900, but Faisal Communications quoted me a street price of around 40,000 for the Xperia Z1. And this is the app tray that you get. And we, as I said, we have quite a few games that are pre-installed. Asphalt 7 was there. I downloaded this Asphalt 8. We also have third-party apps like BigFlex, Flipkart, File Commander, Office Suite. So Sony has installed a lot of apps, but fortunately Sony allows some of these apps to be uninstalled if you want. We also have Sony Live application. Again, the UI is very snappy, and this is the new Sony UI that we are seeing in the Sony phones. And let me also give you more overview of this phone. These are the actually specifications of the Sony Xperia Z. The weight, as it says, is 170 grams, and it supports Android version 4.2, that is Jelly Bean. The SIM, as I told you, it's micro SIM, and it has a 5-inch display. That's a full HD 1080p display. One thing I did notice is that though the display is pretty good, but the viewing angles are not as great as I would have liked. In fact, the Sony Xperia Z Ultra had slightly better viewing angles compared to this one. RAM is 2 gigs, and the battery I like, that is 3000 milliampere battery. Again, due to the waterproofing features, the battery is not user replaceable. It's sealed inside, like most of the new Android phones. And we are connected to my Wi-Fi network, so let's quickly fire up this web browser and let us go to our website, that's tech2buzz.com. One thing I did notice, this is the keyboard. We have ample space. I don't know why these manufacturers don't have a dedicated row above for number keys. For example, I want to type 2, I have to go here and type like this. We have space in these 5-inch phones. Why don't they use the space? I just don't get that. And as you can see, it's loading the website pretty quickly without any issues. And pinch to zoom gesture is also silky smooth because it's a very powerful phone. Again, as you can see, no issues. We'll try to open up one of the stories because we have a YouTube video embedded, and let's see how well it handles it. Let's change the orientation and let's try to play back this video. And let me maximize the volume also.
Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video I'm going to do the full review for this Nokia Lumia 720, which runs on the Windows Phone 8 OS. I have already done the general overview of
So as you can see, we have no problems with web browsing. It could handle it without any issues. Pretty smooth. And we also have these small apps, and you click this, these are all the small apps, and you can also install them. The beauty of these small apps is that they can run over an existing app. So it's kind of multitasking with these Sony Xperia phones. So let me get out of this one. Another thing that I wanted to highlight is the camera, which is the main important part of this. I'll actually be making a dedicated video regarding the camera, but let's quickly take some shots. We are in the auto mode and we do get the snap to focus, and it took the snap, flash is off. Let me put it to auto and let's take the snap now. And it flagged the flash. So let's see the pics. This is with the flash, and it looks it has got some pretty good details here. Let's see the one without flash. This is without the flash. Yes, definitely with the flash the details were a little bit more, I would say. I also took some other snaps like this, and here it looks like it is performing actually pretty well, but I'll test the camera a lot more because you can't judge the photographs. I'll upload these photographs on my desktop and view them, and I'll also be doing a full in-depth review regarding the camera performance of this phone. We also have this unique time shift burst option. This is the one that I like, and it can take 60 shots within 2 seconds. It actually starts taking the shot even before you click. For example, let me take it, and as you can see, it has taken so many shots, and now here I can just select which is the best one that I like and keep it. So this is actually very unique to this one, and this is actually a very unique feature that we get on the Xperia Z1. Again, you notice the performance was very snappy. So Sony is taking advantage of the processor on this phone and the great 20.7 megapixel camera that we have. So that's it for now for my first looks and initial hands-on with the Sony Xperia Z1. I'll also be doing a full in-depth review, benchmarking and gaming review with this phone. So if you have any particular questions regarding the Sony Xperia Z1, do post them in the comment section. I'll try to include them in my full review. That's it for now. Thank you. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.